Hello, speech superstars. Today, I want to introduce to you one of my most favorite themes that we do in speech. It's the desert. The reason I love the desert is because we live in the desert. You can go to South Mountain and find the desert. You could go to Papago Park and find the desert. You could go way out east and find the desert. But everywhere around us reminds me of all the amazing things that we can see in the desert. So, for speech, while you guys are at home, I am going to talk a lot about the desert. Since we've been stuck at home, we've been trying to get outside and do some exercise. So we've been able to go hiking in the desert. And it reminded me of how amazing and cool and beautiful it all is. So, I'd like to introduce you to my desert book. This is a book that's going to talk all about all of the things that you might find in the desert and a few things that you will not find in the desert. Are you ready to read it with me? Let's go. The Desert Book. A desert tortoise lives in the desert. A tarantula lives in the desert. A Gila monster lives in the desert. A coyote lives in the desert. A zebra does not live in the desert. Where does a zebra live? A jackrabbit lives in the desert. A javelina lives in the desert. An owl lives in the desert. A roadrunner lives in the desert. An elephant does not live in the desert. Where does an elephant live? A rattlesnake lives in the desert. A scorpion lives in the desert. A woodpecker lives in the desert. A horned toad lives in the desert. A shark does not live in the desert. Where does a shark live? Okay, so that's the end of our book, all about the desert. I want you to think about what animal you have seen when you've been out in the desert. Have you ever seen a coyote or a rattlesnake or a cactus? That's not an animal, but it is a plant. So think about if you've ever seen any of those things and know that we are going to keep exploring the desert in the next videos that I post this week and next week. Hope that you are having a wonderful day and keep reading and learning and doing everything that your mom and dad tell you. See you soon.